seeing you.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine.
Always good seeing you. Dr. Will Kirby is a doctor that we see on a show called The Doctors, the show called Dr. 90210, because you are a real doctor.
That is true.
You
12
do not
years.
play one on TV.
No,
you are a real
doctor.
doctor.
A little of both.
Little of both.
Exactly.
And coming from a background in dermatology, you were probably looking at a lot of things people are using on their skin. And this is a line that isn't, you know, what amazes me about this is that as a dermatologist, as someone who can use anything, you were saying this is what you use on your skin, and you wouldn't use it unless you really, really believed in it and knew you were getting results.
That's 100% the case. There's so much confusion out there. People will literally come to my office in Beverly Hills and they'll have a bag of products, different products they buy at stores from different doctors. They get it from their friends, and I tell everybody, take your products, throw them in the garbage. I want you to start with two things: a broad spectrum sunblock every single day, and a strong stabilized retinol every single night. And it's that simple. That's how you build the foundation to the house. We're trying to build an entire structure. We start with the foundation.
And this is one that has been extremely popular. Over 2,000 of these already ordered today. Neutrogena is a name we all know and trust. Neutrogena Dermatologics is a newer idea from Neutrogena. It's one they've been working on for a few years.
It's their
advanced
science division.
Yeah, we're talking about the best in the industry, lots of doctors involved. This is some serious, serious science. This is the flagship idea from Dermatologics, and they're starting with it on QVC. You can't find it anywhere else yet, and it's 2 payments of under $1 a day. By the way, if you go on auto delivery, you only pay shipping and handling the first time. Just to remind you, that's a fabulous idea, and you're locking in the easy pay. But when we talk about retinol, not all retinols are created equal, and it's one of the things that you always preach about in this one because it's important.
The retinol in this product is stabilized, and this is actually, let's take a step back. This is actually a proprietary formula of 2 patented ingredients. One is the stabilized retinol, and the other is called Tetrol E. What does Tetrol E do? Firms, tightens, restores youthful elasticity. So it's the marriage of these 2 products, the retinol and the Tetrol E. But the retinol is stabilized. Retinol itself is vitamin A in its purest form, and this is a very, very stabilized form of retinol.
And how does that differ? What happens if I don't have stabilized retinol?
Well, retinols come in all different forms. You can go to a pharmacy, a drugstore. You can look over the counter. Look at over-the-counter products, and there's a lot of different retinols in there, but they're not of the purest quality, and they're not stabilized. And as a result, yes, they might meet the criteria for being a retinol, but they're useless. They don't translate into really being effective on your skin.
So this is stabilized, which is something that I know Neutrogena Dermatologics put a lot of research into finding a way to really stabilize that retinol and make it effective.
Exactly.
And that's going to be important. And what does retinol do? Why is it that when I talk to people who know about anti-aging, they're always preaching to me about retinol?
Thank you. That's an excellent question. The human skin cycle for an adult is on a 35 to 57-day cycle. That means cells that are being born today, they're sloughing off on their own. They're falling off approximately every 57 days. Retinol speed that process up, and what they do is they bring up younger, more youthful skin. If you look at children or people who've not had a lot of aging in their life, not a lot of sun damage, they show very uniform skin. It's uniform in terms of color, it's uniform in terms of texture. And as we age, this process slows down. The sloughing of the skin slows down, and the signs of aging become more prevalent. So what this product does, is what retinols do, is they increase that surface cell turnover and bring up more youthful skin.
And you know what, let me just warn you, we only started out with about 4,000 of these for the day, which really sounds like a lot, but there's only about 1,300 of these left. So I would definitely grab it if you wanted to. But and what you're talking about is really important more and more as we age, right?
Certainly. So I tell people this is really for 2 main groups of people. People who are starting to show the signs of age process, people who want to prevent it from getting worse, and people who already have the signs of aging.
Right.
So fine lines and wrinkles around the eye. The eye is a great example because the thinnest skin on your entire body is the skin under your eye.
Right.
It's the first place that women come into my office and say, Dr. Kirby, this is the area that's bothering me.
Right. What can you do?
70% of patients in a study after 8 weeks showed improvement in the stubborn under eye wrinkles.
So not just surface, not just fine. The stubborn.
The stubborn wrinkles in the eye. And 92% after 8 weeks showed improvement in the crow's feet around the eyes.
Wow.
92%. That's a really important statistic. And I have to say that this study was not, it's not a consumer-based study. It's not a patient study. It's not a clinic. This is a study that was viewed by dermatologists. This is dermatologists who did this study.
By the way, fewer than 1,000 of these remaining. That is a huge, huge difference, by the way, because when you're talking about a consumer study, you're talking about asking people what they think.
Sure.
When you're talking about a study done by and judged and measured by dermatologists, they are objectively and a little cynically, I must say,
it's true,
and a little skeptically judging the results. So when you have dermatologists saying that that's the result.
I'm just going to leave. You understand it completely. There's no
Well,
point
that's
for
only
me
because
being
you've
here.
explained it to me before.
Good. No, you understand completely, and that's exactly the way it works. These people have very discerning eyes. These are professionals who are paid to do this, and they do a very good job of it. But when a study comes from dermatologists, it carries a lot more weight in the medical community.
It definitely does. So when you listen to those numbers, and again, you know that done by dermatologists, that's when you go, wait a minute, those are amazing, amazing numbers.
Here's another one for you. 89% of users showed improvement in the stubborn wrinkles of the forehead.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh, yeah, right across the forehead here.
Oh my gosh, by the way, fewer than 700 of these left. I was looking at an actress on TV the other day and they caught her on the wrong light. I was like, whoa, those are some forehead wrinkles, honey.
Well,
you're going to work on that.
It's the fine lines that really start to bother people as they age. So
yeah.
I think it's a great product for preventative maintenance.
But you know
that's how I use it.
Well, and preventative definitely, because you don't even look like you need it. But I think so many times what's amazing is that a lot of times you're saying, you know what, I'm not ready to change my whole routine.
Sure.
You know, I have this bag of products. I know Dr. Will said throw it out, but I'm not ready. No problem. Add one thing. Well, right? This is almost gone, by the way.
Let's talk about that. A pea-size amount.
Okay.
Let me open it up here. A pea-size amount, $1.
Go.
This is enough. Don't move.
Don't move.
I know
Quick,
you yell at me every time.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And it's sold out, but I just wanted you to see before it was gone.
A pea-size amount right
That's
here.
for your whole face.
Covers your entire face.
Excellent.
So dab, 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 dab. Thin layer to the entire face.
And you know what? At that price, feel free to get an extra bottle, use it on your chest, use it on your hands.
Easy to do.
There you go. Dr. Will Kirby, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Always good seeing you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Don't forget.